I'm Ann Schieber with A Fresh Entertainment Magazine, and I'm here with
SCHISM from New York City. Thank you for having us, everybody.
Thank you, Kansas.
Good night. Yes, good times. Good times.
Good night.
How did you come up with that name?
Happens to be Tool back in, I don't know, probably the early 90s, wrote this song for us, and we happened to adopt it for ourselves.
2001.
Yeah, we took it over in 2001 off the roads.
We were very humble. It was very nice of them to do that. They didn't have to, but, you know.
Can't understand why they're very rich and we're poor.
You know, they came around in the end. And so now we're just, putting together a set list that they wish they did. And,
Everybody wishes they did.
I don't wish we do it. It's like 3.
But realistically, let's see, what was the quote from last night's show?
Get off, go home.
This is the cheapest
Tool ticket I ever paid for.
Cheapest Tool ticket I've ever bought. It was a very good compliment. So, yeah. Other than that, we love Kansas, we love Missouri now, and we're going to be back here again. Pretty fucking sure of it.
I'm moving right down the street. It's a lovely neighborhood.
It's lovely abode.
Lovely abode, yeah.
4 walls, roof, really comforting.
So how did the band actually get together?
Well, I went to a Tool concert back in 2001, and I didn't really know much about the material or the band. I happened to go to a show, and I see there's a guitarist, bass player in the front of the stage, drummer, singer in the back of the stage, and for an hour and a half, nothing but rock. There was no head bobbing. There was no let me clap your hands, let me see your lighters. This was just straightforward rock. And after an hour, full lights come on. This is, I believe, at Madison Square Garden. All the lights come on in the house. They go to the center stage and just kind of sit down and have a drink and stare at the crowd for 15 minutes. So, lights are on. You're looking at a band. They just drop their instruments, come to the middle, they sit down, have a beer, and then they're just looking at you. They're not talking to each other. They're just kind of drinking. And I was like, that's original. And after that point, the lights dimmed back down. They went back on for another hour. And then at the very end, you hear the lead singer go, "Good evening." So I was like, that's a good one. So the curiosity, I didn't know if it was a shtick, and they do the same exact thing as for the next night. So the curiosity, I went the next night completely different. There was no shtick. This was just what these guys are feeling at the time. So that drew me towards it, and then I found 3 other guys that just wanted to put together 45 minutes worth of Tool, start playing it out, and then after that point, we started getting gigs. Saw the response. I mean, this is truly an underground band, Tool. And to do this music, it's like selling ice to an igloo. It's a very hard market to capture. But for some odd reason, they don't do any promotion or anything along those lines. So we're truly a tribute band to an underground band. But now they're mainstream, so they're not really that underground anymore. But realistically, I'm at this town for over 9 years. I picked up Angelo probably 5 years ago. 4, Don about 3 years ago. Mike is our newest member, Mike Shaw here on bass. I'm very lucky, to have this crew together. I mean, we're a family, man. This is we get to travel, we get to be fed, they give us booze, and we get to play the best music on this planet. So we got pretty lucky. This is a good time. Yeah.
So what is the furthest that you guys have traveled?
That's a good question.
This is it.
Here, Indiana, maybe.
It's Atlanta, Kansas.
This is further.
Yeah, that's a good question. This is our furthest gig, West.
Who gave you rock?
Yes. And that's why we keep coming back. This place is just, it's like Lassie. She always knew where her home was. They let her outside the house, but she always came back. Yeah. So other than that, we're just fortunate that we get to do this. It subsidizes traveling, subsidizes meeting people, partying, play this music. The easy part in a band is getting this material together. The hard part is keeping the group together and finding venues and tours and gigs and those type of things. So that's the hard part. So the true test of a band is whether or not you can keep it going, not that you can put it together.
Where do you guys go next?
International.
Mars.
2012. Save
Oh,
the date, 2012. NASA.
Back to New York. Next weekend we play upstate New York.
Yeah, next weekend we're in upstate New York. We have a whole bunch of shows lined up on the East Coast now. Boston, Connecticut, Jersey, Pennsylvania, Philly. So that's the whole thing. We've just built a little fan base, and the more we play, the bigger it grows, and that's really the deal. Fan bases develop over time. You can't buy them, you can't jumpstart them. You just have to play and just stay the course. That's what I mean. That's the hard part. Staying the course and keeping everyone in an amicable way that we're all enjoying each other's company.
That too.
Because a few hangovers later, you get a little irritable.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we love playing this music. We love playing here.
So have you guys had any bizarre moments that you want to share?
We had our first full penetration show just the other month ago. That was interesting. We had a couple that would follow us, and they have full body piercings, full body tattoos, and they haven't come to a show of ours. And last song, they're kind of like, can I come up? I'm like, fuck it, it's the last song. Come on up, yeah. So all of a sudden, they rip their clothes off, there's full body tattoos, they're in leather diapers. I'm like, holy fucking shit. So that was like just a taste of what happened.
Can you say holy fucking shit on this?
Well, this is cable, right?
That's gonna be censored, right?
Fuck yeah. So anyway, beep, when I was a bird and a fucking bird, beep,
You missed one.
So now we're in Brooklyn, and the doorman says to me, hey, there's a couple here that says they're crew of SCHISM. And I look at the curtain, I see nothing but face piercings and tattoos. I'm like, oh yeah, they were at our last show. I don't know if you're ready for something like this. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, they kind of borderline S&M and dominatrix type of thing. I don't know if like this is your venue. I don't want to sneak this on you last minute, but these guys will put it on the show for you if you want. And he was kind of like taunting them, and he's like, I've seen a lot better type of thing. So I was like, well, do you want him in the show or not? He's like, sure. So, we usually set up light toll. We're in each corner of the stage, and the middle's wide open. So during Lateralis, it's a 9-minute song. Loud in the middle break, it's very easy. They came on stage, started doing the thing. He takes off his shirt, she drops her pants. He takes off his pants, she drops her shirt. And then they do a little mingle. There's a little grinding. I mean, it smelled like a forest fire with all the grinding that's going on. But after which, I gotta tell you, you see this from the corner of my eye. I see him kind of like they're making out, and, and we're all kind of like we're all looking in, so we're all kind of watching this spectacle of what's going on because it was quite entertaining. The whole stage was dark, and just in the middle was blue. It was like a fucking scene out of Xanadu. So the funny thing is, you see him, you see her. Next thing you know, he.
I wasn't there for the show, by the way.
Yeah.
They had the old guy.
He goes to pick her up and straddle her kind of thing, and he's drunk, and he falls forward and suplexes her onto the stage. But in doing so, her foot caught around our bass player's cable, so he yanks the fucking bass out of the thing. Everyone's like, oh my god! Fucking dolphins are swimming backwards, help us, help us! It was fucking ridiculous. And it was fucking the highest frequency I've ever heard. So then, they're on the floor, and all of a sudden, since she got body slammed like WWE, they decided to engage in physicalities. Next thing I know, I smell Doritos, and I'm looking down, they're having sex right there at my feet.
There was penetration.
It was full penetration, our first full penetration show.
Oh my god.
We're no longer virgins, it's fucking crazy.
Only full penetration.
Yeah, so.
I don't think anything should really.
No.
Oh, we'll see what happens tonight.
Yeah, you never know. We're still young. Tonight's still young.
The sacrifice of the virgin. We have a midget tossing thing tonight.
Yeah, well, we've had sword swallows, we've had burlesque shows. We really mixed it up. Now that's what's interesting. In New York City, we have a following, and it's because you never know what the fuck we're gonna bring. Last time, like I said, we had a sword swallow. She brought out a guitar case, had multiple swords, and I mean real ones, not like bullshit ones. One, and each time she's putting them down her throat, she brings them to one of us, like, take it out of my mouth. And we're like, all right, put it back in. So at that point, I don't know, man. It was some good times. Any other questions?
I'm looking forward to seeing you guys.
Oh my god!
Taking some awesome shots. See what you guys are going to be up to.
It should be good. It should be good.
Good time interview going on.
Plug your website real quick.
Sure. We're SCHISMBandNYC.com. On MySpace, you can find us at ToolBandNYC. It's MySpace.com, ToolBandNYC. We're on Facebook at SCHISMBandNYC. Check us the fuck out. And, realistically, we don't really post much. Tonight, we're going to get some incredible footage. So I want to give a big thanks to you guys and this production staff and, the ninja himself. You guys are great. By all means, this is what's going to expose us. really virally.
I don't know if
once,
I do that.
once they see
We're
this,
getting exposed.
I mean, I just hope, like, you know, aside from our full penetration shows, there are other viral ways we can get spread through the internet.
Put your fingers in your mouth.
Well, we're going to hit you up for a written interview also.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
can edit together.
Anything we can do to help and to be a part of this, man. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. For
Really a
the
pleasure.
interview.
You're welcome.
Awesome.
Thank you.
for
Nice to meet
sharing
you.
that.
Yeah, anytime. Thank you. Thanks.
Did you wash your hands?
I
I never do.
Yeah.